All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto Cosm.
We got some news. There's always news. There's just piles of it.
There's always
Piles
fun
of
things
it.
happening.
I love it. I love it. We never run out of things to talk about here. I mean, we got new marketing strategies. We have some possible sleeper coins partnering up to do some big things. We got some fun facts for you all here on today's episode.
Some Tron gift cards, maybe.
Oh man, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, more eclipse talk. We've got more talk about this Venus square Saturn and the next time this is going to happen and when. All kinds of good stuff. Take it away, Aaron.
I can't wait. So I have some fun coins. I'll say
Not
it like
fun
that.
token.
Not fun tokens. Although that one's kind of cool
You might
too.
have a few.
Some fun coins that I've been eyeballing that I put into a very unique category.
This is category.
So that's the universal symbol for category. And one of them is holochain. So we get some coins that are just so radically different than just it's another mining coin. Oh, it's another staking coin. Oh, it's another
privacy
masternode
coin.
And we get some that come along that are super unique in terms of how they operate. And I think we get these coins and we're going to find some unique applications for these moving down the line. And one of those coins is holochain. So for those of you that have not heard about holochain, or HOT, is actually just listed on Binance on July 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, right around there. But this specific coin kind of takes a different approach to the sharding. So we've talked about sharding on the show, and sharding is setting up the crypto coin into different giant sections that operate faster when you operate within the section and then slower when you operate between sections. So this coin in particular is set up in a way where they decentralize the chain itself, which is really interesting. So we're having individuals come onto the holochain platform, and everybody that creates a dApp or a decentralized application gets their own chain. We're just going to give you your own chain. That way we don't have to worry about how big the chain gets.
Create a dApp, you get a chain. Create a dApp, you get a chain.
Buy one, get one free. It's pretty
a twofer.
awesome.
Twofer.
So then they have this cross-chain verification thing going on where all these chains are verifying other chains. And it's a really neat setup in terms of decentralizing the decentralized system, right? It's like one of those affinity cubes where you look at it and just bounces back and forth, right?
Which is an important thing right now because there's a lot of stuff coming out in this decentralized world that's centralizing things. And it's creating some confusion here. We're like, well, mass adoption, we all want it, yes, but we need it to stay decentralized. We need it to stay out of the hands of a few and in the hands of many. So it's really cool when holochain is doing this to keep it decentralized.
So holochain that has not happened yet, but there is plenty of talks going on about them partnering with Mozilla. Now, the head honcho of Mozilla has posed and done YouTube videos where he's a huge advocate of the holochain blockchain. I don't know if blockchain is the right word in this, but it's a mutated blockchain. And been a big fan of their work for quite some time. And holochain has actually been in the works for, I think, even 10 years before Bitcoin was live. So they've been working on this one for 10 or 15 years.
So Bitcoin came out in 2008, that would be
2009.
2009.
2009. And so, I mean, we were talking like late
1990s.
90s, so maybe even 20 years. This one has been in the works. So this could qualify as possibly a blockchain 3.0. Now, I mean, we have like I think well over 100 billion coins, and they're running at fractions of a penny per holo coin. I mean, I think I picked up 500,000 for a couple $100 or so. I mean, just to give you an idea of where they're at. And it's even cheaper right now. We got that red light special going on as well. So, but there's a lot of talks for decentralized internet movement in terms of Mozilla. And we hear this a lot I mean, we talked about Substratum. We've talked about, I mean, I think Russia is even thinking about doing their own
Yeah.
internet that's completely uncensored, etc., because they're just sick of the BS.
Spencer just posted it on the Crypto Cosm page if you want to check that out. Thank you, Spencer.
Absolutely. It was a good article. I haven't made it all the way through, but there's another one. I mean, there's a couple handfuls of them, and I think it's obviously it's going to take more than one. And I think later on we might even get some cross interaction between these decentralized hubs of internet. And so it's an interesting coin. Definitely check it out, especially at the rate that it's going at right now. But if it teams up with something like Mozilla, the applications could be
Huge.
Huge, and that's just one of them. I mean, it's a really, really interesting coin.
And the price right now is
Awesome.
It's awesome.
So I think it's definitely one of those sleeper ones, and will probably grow as time goes on. But they say slow and steady wins the race.
And what I like about this too is they've been around. They've continued at it. It's not like when, there's like a handful of individuals that like, oh, I've got this great idea. I'm going to make this mug, And then they see like, oh, somebody else made this mug. This happens in Hollywood constantly, where like one company is going to start to make, The Magician, and the other one's making The Illusionist. It's like, what? Ed TV and The Truman Show. They came out at the same time, both like following this reality. There's a lot of this, So a lot of times what happens, right, is the person who has the more money or the faster production, you might be the small guy, the local mom and pop shop that's got the great idea, but the bigger company just does it faster. They release it. And what happens a lot of times is there's a kind of a fallout. Like, well, they beat me to it.
That idea was mine.
Yeah.
I thought of it 12 years ago.
It was mine, but now I'm going to abandon it. I'm going to abandon this. And the thing I like about HoloCoin is they have not abandoned it. Even when something came out that's very similar to theirs and it blew up, they continue to progress and move forward, which I think is very neat. So it's just like they've been around, holding the test of time. Their price is very right. What they're offering is something so very different and radically unique. I've got two eyes on it. I think it's a great. I think it's a very interesting
It solves
coin.
a lot of the scaling issues that we're seeing right now in other platform coins as well. And that's going to be a major contender, especially when we get, the next bump of institutional money, the next couple of waves of users are like, gotta get on that Bitcoin train, right? Like,
It's coming.
these scaling problems, like, if your system crashes because of CryptoKitties, yeah, I know, I make fun about that all the time. I can't help it.
Never get old.
But, I mean, now is like, okay, well, how many transactions per second can we get to? How many? I think, EOS just hit like 10,000 or something like that transactions per second. And it's like, how many transactions can we get per second?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if you're only running a chain off of the individuals that are using the application, you don't need to get that stupid high amount of transactions in terms of adoptability. I mean, you could scale at a much more rapid rate. So it's an interesting coin. It's a fantastic read in terms of the white paper and how it's actually set up. And I'm interested to see how this coin actually plays out. So it's one of my fun coins. It's another coin, just very unique. I like it. I like it a lot. Speaking of unique, I wanted to touch on this hash graph. Hedera hash graph is coming out also. Speaking of unique coins. So they're doing their pre-sale ICO thing right now. And this is another one I want to kind of compare it. I'm going to very loosely compare it to IOTA. So IOTA's got their Tangle Web, which is like quantum computer resistant, et cetera, and we're really like decentralizing the system person to person, and this coin is going to be another one of those, and it's going to be interesting to see this unique coin. There's very, very high hopes for it. There's unlimited transactions. I mean, the scalability is just going to be a monster. Unfortunately, right now, in this sale phase that they're in right now, accredited investors only. So, I mean, unless you're, rolling on 2 mil and you're, Daddy Warbucks there with the cash in hand, we're going to have to wait till this one hits the exchanges, which is not a bad thing because most of these ones that hit the exchanges, we see that initial bump up. And
then it's buy-in price.
Yeah, and then you're back to the ICO price anyway for a couple months. So
Usually
another one
better.
I'm going to keep my eyes on. It's an interesting one. I think maybe we'll do a deep dive on that one because that one's really complex. So maybe we can break that one down for you guys here coming up soon. So marketing. So like you said, I'll tell you what.
Tell me.
I'll tell you what. I love the idea, and I think it should have a picture of Justin Sun's face right on the package, just like.
Like Little Debbie. It's just
So you go into the store, your CVS, your Walgreens, or pharmacy of choice, or whatever, right? And you've got like 3 aisles of
gift cards.
'cause
Applebee's
that's
and
the
Best
big
Buy
thing.
and here's your generic. You can spend it anywhere.
And right next to iTunes, you see Tron gift cards. Like, is there any other marketing scheme that you can think of, Justin Sun, to be able to put Tron out there in the face of others? Like, it's almost getting to the point where it's like subconscious programming. We just have it out there so much, like. Just, I think, based on the advertisement, Coca-Cola just seeps into people's minds, and they're like, I need Coca-Cola. And I just feel like it's everywhere. It's everywhere. BitNovo gift cards. So you buy the gift card, you give it to your friends, your family. Hey, here's some crypto, which is kind of cool.
It's kind of cool.
Is it super practical? I don't know. But it's cool. It's just another way to get Tron out there and another way to get cryptocurrency out there. We're seeing it on our gift card shelves.
We're gonna see, I swear, like you're gonna see Tron on like the back of NASCARs or like the basketball hoop, and it just says TRX, where like you know.
Oh my gosh.
Scoreboard brought to you by Tron and Justin Sun. You know, like Gatorade, drink, and Justin Sun. Tron.
He's everywhere. He's everywhere. And I just think it's another cool thing in terms of getting it out there. Hey, what is this car? You know, it's just another facet. It's another something that we just haven't seen before, and it's making its way to more and more.
I feel like we're gonna see
every day.
Tron commercials during the Super Bowl. You know, like those Tide ads. You know, I feel like they're like that company that just
They would.
they're all out. I love it.
Well, why did
I
you do
love
that?
it.
Well, because we can. I love it. So, in other news, we're seeing it. We're seeing it on our shelves. We're seeing it more and more. Now we're seeing it in video games. People, individuals, programmers actually hiding cryptocurrency in video games. I mean, we're talking like treasure hunts here. Hey, in this game, you can find 0.004 Bitcoin. You got to find the comm station. You got to battle this guy. You got to fight the big boss. I mean,
That's amazing.
They're getting creative with it, and I love it. It's. I mean, the amount of gamers in this world, it's probably insane. There's probably more gamers in the world than there are like sports players, I would imagine, at least at this day
And now they're
age.
becoming, you know, these like nationally played games online.
Esports,
It's
esport
wild,
championships, man. They are serious.
I'm ready for Bomberman. Let's go.
Serious. I love it. So they're hiding cryptocurrencies in actual video games.
And you know what's cool as well, which is funny. Silicon Valley was talking about it on their show, the cryptocurrency, and Grand Theft Auto does as well. It's kind of funny because you sell, and they say cryptocurrency received, you know, for
That's
doing some of these
awesome.
sell missions, and it's like this kind of cool, you know, kudos to Rockstar, but these are fun little ways to just keep. Well, what is that? You know, just keep planting the seed. And
It is happening
love it.
faster than we think. If you guys are ever just sat and down and staring at those red lines on the screen, come and join us, man. We'll pick you back up. We'll get you back in the game. I mean, that's what it's all about. It's about lifting everybody up.
So let's do that real quick. Let's talk about some
Let's do
astrology
that.
for a second here. So we know Saturday is this awesome eclipse, right? On the 11th. We have this great eclipse. We have Mercury still in retrograde. Now, to me, this is a combination. This is a very unique combination because we've come out of one eclipse, of a lunar eclipse, which is a sell point, into a buy-up point, is this solar eclipse on the 11th, while Mercury is retrograde the whole time. Now, there's no bad aspect happening at the end of this. Once after the 11th, I believe a couple days go by, Saturn and Venus are not squaring anymore. It's moved far enough away. And it gives that, a Mercury retrograde is still kind of putting the carriage before the horse in certain senses, or it's acting before having all of the information.
Yeah, there we go.
There's a very interesting window of opportunity where people can act pretty quickly after. If all of a sudden this we're continuing to tank, which we are right on the money here, okay? This Venus square Saturn is perfect right now on Thursday the 9th, okay? 2 days we're gonna have this eclipse, which should bring things back up, which gives a week for people to make those brash moves, which can be positive. And right now, I don't think the only brash move would be selling, because you're thinking, because you think that it's gonna actually tank. And like our last episode, we talked about JP Morgan and all that stuff. You got a weak hand and you're not faithful in yourself, or you're not faithful in the product that you bought. I have faith in this mug that's going to hold the water in it. Otherwise, I wouldn't bought it. So I have faith in the products that I've bought in crypto, faith in the companies that I've invested in with crypto. So we have a really positive green line in the astrology world coming up here starting Saturday, pushing through. And we don't see, this is great. Here's the next dates where we're going to see some hard stuff, because there's good stuff coming up. Really positive aspects are coming up. The next time we see the hard stuff is going to start September 19th, okay? So we're ending the hard stuff right now. We're in this hard stuff with the square to Saturn, all right, and Venus. That's going to revisit when Mercury and the Sun together move into Libra. And that's going to start September 19th. Mercury's going to be exact. Mercury's going to move ahead of the Sun, and it's going to be exact on the 23rd. Then the Sun on the 26th. So these are the next dates that we're really expecting that Saturn squeeze to happen, the market to go down.
So we have Saturn squeeze.
We have a month. We have a little over a month of really positive green light when everything's in Virgo, making these positive aspects. And even the full moon that's coming up on the 26th of August is probably the most positive full moon that we have the entire year. And it's like, right, the Sun's over here in Virgo making this awesome connection to Saturn and Uranus, a positive connection. And then the moon is up here with Neptune in Pisces. And it's like saying, go beyond what you thought was capable. Let's transform this boat. Let's make it bigger than what you ever knew was a possibility.
I love the sound of that.
It's the most positive full moon that we have, and that's on the 26th. So as far as dates to come, things to look forward to, yes, we are in a hard time right now, which is a positive thing in our market, because this is going to allow for the mass adoption. This is going to allow for people to, okay, we're going to come in. We're now going to get the bigger fish in here, the bigger whales, buy in, cool. We should see a spike over the weekend, which should push us up through next week. Hoping that happens. And then the 19th, the 23rd, the 26th, those are the next days where we're going to feel this pressure again, right? But we're going to be kind of clear until then, after this weekend.
I like it. And you know what? I mean, it's normal to see, even when we're, let's say, if the bull market did happen to start. I mean, it's not a straight line. No, so it's not like we're going to come up and, we got hard aspects coming, and down to the bottom. No, the natural flow of things.
Ebbs and flows.
Ebbs and flows. We go up, 2 steps up, 1 step back, 2 steps up, 1 step back. And that's how the market works. Nothing is a straight line. Right. So, we have some time right now, and we have a couple of coins. Like I said, Hollow coin is a cheap coin that you definitely can look at. I mean, if you have just a little bit of money and you're looking to, but check out these coins. Do a little bit of research. Obviously, always do your own research. We are not financial advisors, but, a lot of people don't have a lot of money left. Right. Because we've already bought the dip 20 times. I mean, we just bought it. We bought it already. It's still my gold tooth.
But now here again, let's talk about the dip again. I hope I'm not speaking too out there when I say this, but this really looks like right now could be the end of the lowest dip of the year. That's to me what it looks like. I hope I'm not putting my foot in my mouth come September 19th through the 26th. I think that we have, once the Sun on the 19th of this month, the sun starts to make it really formidable. It goes into Virgo on the 20th, so the 19th, it's starting to create that positive aspect. So we have a whole month of that positive aspect, the sun in Virgo.
We haven't had that for a while.
Well, we haven't had the sun and Virgo for a year, but
I'm just saying a block of positive aspects lately. I mean,
Right.
we've come up against obstacle after obstacle, and we've seen that reflected in the charts. So for that to play a role in the reversal of things, it's soothing to hear.
well, we're on track. We are perfect. The astrology literally is exactly where we are in the market right now. We are reviewing. We're still moving forward, but we're in a place where we have to figure certain things out. We have to who's going on Coinbase. Again, we just talked about Ethereum Classic is now on Coinbase. Who's, which of these coins are platforms, are going to be the most stable to when the mass adoption happens. So, like Aaron said, CryptoKitties, we're not tanking. Not money going down, but tanking the system. So the system's not clogged up and pigeonholed or whatever you want to call it.
4 hours for your Ethereum.
Right. So it's like we're in this great place right now where these things are happening. Mars is going to start to move back. It's moving backward. It's going to go back into Capricorn here for another 3 weeks. That is going to be some serious work getting done. Let us be your reign of positivity in this. We are perfectly on track. Perfectly on track. This dip is exactly perfect to what's happening above, to what's reflecting here. The news that's coming out to make all of these things make sense. It's absolutely, it's astonishing how perfect it really is. And I hope you're seeing this as well. And I hope you're, stuff doesn't lie, man.
Yeah.
So we have a really positive aspect coming up here in the next few weeks through the mid to end of September. And we're not, I don't think, when that happens, me saying all this, I don't think we're going to hit as low as we are now. When the sun, but I mean, it is the sun and Mercury both at the same time squaring Saturn, which we had seen in March. March when it's squared, when Mercury and the sun squared over in Aries. Again, this is the opposite side of the coin. We'll see what happens. But those are the next dates. If you want to really look, what are the next dates this is going to go down? Because right now we're looking at things that start to move back up. So these are the next dates that things are hitting down, September 19th.
Woo! So to throw another cheap coin out there, because like I said, there's a lot of people out there that don't have a lot of money.
You mean you don't have $5,000-$6,000 just sitting around to buy a Bitcoin?
But even if you have like $50 or $60, and we're looking at some of these penny coins with great potential, definitely something to think about. Because I'm one of those individuals that I've bought the dip already. I can't go buy $26 Neo at this point in time. True story. But when I see articles like VeChain, I've seen VeChain pop up more than I care to talk about. And I think it's going to be one of those coins that I speak of more because of the presence that it has had in the social community. So VeChain is actually trading at a penny right now. A penny. So, if you don't have a ton of money and you're still like, man, I wish I could buy some coins, might be another one to take some interest in, look at it. So VeChain is set up for tracking packages, smart deliveries, supply chain management, and they're just like invading China. They're just everywhere. It's VeChain this, VeChain that, VeChain for cars, VeChain for this. Another one, the last one that I just saw was VeChain is partnering up with some major tech companies in Japan for the release of their 5G network. So besides, the brain cancer that we'll all get while using 5G, I mean, we'll be downloading like gigabytes a second. We got to move from like the hundreds of megabytes to the thousands. And that's what the 5G is going to be all about when this gets released. So now they're partnering up with giant tech companies in this project, and it's VeChain. It's VeChain.
I would like to see them everywhere. I'd like to see them through Amazon, through UPS, through FedEx, through Uber. I mean, you can know exactly what
is where, what it's been through, what was the temperature. If you order like bacon through Amazon, not that you would actually, but if you did order bacon, I mean, you would know the temperature of your bacon by the time it got to your plate. so that if it reached critical levels, you would know not to eat that bacon.
Foodborne illness is critical.
That's
Foodborne
right.
illness is critical.
Their VeChain's reach has just been amazing. Like it's probably going to be one that I'm going to bring up more just because of that single fact. I mean, they're extending their olive branches in so many different directions. Right now, they're trading at a penny, and I think if it's going to be a coin that I'm going to invest in now, that's probably going to be one of them. And what's really, really nice about the penny price point is the multipliers. Or if you can get into the penny, the 2 penny, or the fractions of a penny, you know, once this thing goes up, and we're talking even if it's a year or two,
right?
If it goes up to 50 cents, because it's at 86 billion coins, 50 cents is a 50 times gain. You know, you put $50 in it, that's 2,500 bucks. Yeah, I think it's 2,500 bucks. Man. But, you know, so just some options for those of you that are looking. And I buckle up, guys. It's going to be a fantastic ride.
You know, it's just thinking about that, and past that we talked about, Dorado would probably be another one that VeChain would probably work with. And they're another coin right now that is pretty cheap. I know that wasn't on our list to talk about today, whatever, but they're an honest price, and I think that's another company that's got a very unique
Absolutely. We've done a deep dive on that
future.
one as well. If you guys want to know more about Dorado and
I just think it's an interesting company.
Supply chain management and delivery as well. So
yeah, VeChain.
The price is right. So just a couple of options for you guys that may have already bought the dip several times over. Give you some options. I think it's time
True wisdom.
for the True Wisdom card of the day. I'm going to close my eyes and pick one. Here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Down to the nitty gritty.
Beware that when fighting monsters, you yourself do not become a monster. For when you gaze long into the abyss gazes also into you. Friedrich Nietzsche.
Ooh, gotta love some Nietzsche.
Ooh, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for everybody that does like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate each and every one of you for joining us here on
Crypto Cosm.